Hey, good morning, channel. I was kind of wondering what my next video was going to be on regarding the Corvette and kind of running out of stuff to do. And then I noticed the other day, I got that exhaust that I've changed over on here, and I put the exhaust tips to the outside as opposed to the four that are on the inside, and that's that there's a big transmission cooler. There's the other one. But I noticed that exhaust pipe there was hanging down way far. So I got underneath it last night and found that one of my exhaust brackets is actually cracked and it needs to be welded. So that's what the next video is going to be on. Now, the first thing to do is get your negative side post off of your battery. Get that out of the way so it's not touching. The reason you disconnect your battery is when you hook the ground to the welder up to the car, you don't want the electricity back feeding through the chassis. It can short out a computer, it can short out your BCM, it could short out your ECM, your ABS module, so on and so forth. I've never had it happen, but it can. So looking underneath, this bracket right here is the one that started to crack. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get this all cleaned up with a wire brush real good so that I'm not trying to weld on dirty metal. And I'm going to get my welder hooked up to it and see if we can get this taken care of real quick. So I got that former weld all scrubbed down and clean, and then I cleaned off a spot on the exhaust pipe, just gave it a good little scrub there, and where I'm going to put my ground. And typically you want your ground to get as close to your weld as you possibly can without causing too much obstruction. So now that everything's all scrubbed up, ground is connected, got my welding lead here at the end, and safety first, I got my welding helmet. Guys, if you're new to welding, don't try and cover your eyes and do a bead. If you haven't been flash burned, believe me, you have no idea how miserable it really is. So get you a decent welding helmet. So the welder I'm using on this job, this is a Lincoln 140C. Just a little small 110 MIG welder. It does have a gas bottle. I always suggest welding with gas. I'm not a big fan of flux core. But something I want to show you is on the inside, you have all sorts of a graph here. So you know what settings to use. Your wire speed and your voltage settings and your wire diameter. So refer to this graph and know the material that you're welding on, and that way you get pretty close and you don't waste a lot of time and go burning holes and having to do a bunch of more repairs on your weld. And simple as that, if you can see it through there, that's the weld repair. I actually gave it a couple of passes just to toughen it up a little bit and make sure it stays solid. And I may even end up dropping the exhaust clamp and welding it from the back side as well, because if it got weak on that side, it probably got weak on the other side. Alright, so my welding passes are all finished up. I'm going to let that cool down. So my welder's all disconnected now. After it cooled down, I shook it real good just to make sure it was solid. And we seem to be in pretty good shape. Guys, the weld repair is all done. I'm gonna get the car out and I'm gonna go enjoy it for a little while before it gets too blazing hot out here today. So again, thanks for tuning in. Give it one of those if you
liked the video or if you found it helpful at all, and we'll catch you on the next one.